Ancient Greek and Roman gods and goddesses. Introduction. The ancient Greeks told stories about great wars, adventures, and romance. They built temples to their gods and goddesses and crafted great works of art. The ancient Greeks believed their gods and goddesses were much like humans, ex- except larger, stronger, more beautiful, and most important, immortal. They were called Olympians because they lived on Mount Olympus. A gate of clouds circled its peak, allowing only the god and goddesses to pass. Like mere mortals, the Olympians enjoyed games, music, art, and fancy jewelry. They fell in love, married, and had children. They even argued and fought with one another. Sometimes they disguised themselves as people or other animals when visiting Earth to trick humans into believing the deities more mortal. The trickery was a way to test humans. The gods and goddesses helped heroes, honored people who honored them, and punished those who didn't. These det- deities were the basis of Greek and Roman religion. More than interesting stories, Greeks prayed to and worshipped these gods and goddesses. Zeus, Roman name Jupiter, domain, the sky, symbol, thunderbolt. Zeus, god of sky and weather. Zeus was king of Olympians, god of sky and weather, and the mightiest of the gods. All the other gods had to obey him. Zeus had not always ruled the heavens. He led his brother Poseidon and Hades to overthrow their father Kronos and the other Titan. After the Titan defeat, Zeus and his brother divided up the world rule. Zeus won the contest to become god of the sky. Thunder and lightning became his weapon. The Greeks believed that Zeus protected the kings and rulers of earth. He watched over everyone to uphold law and protect those were wronged. Poseidon, Roman name Neptune, domain the ocean, symbol trident. Poseidon, god of the oceans. Poseidon was the ruler of Earth's oceans. His kingdom suited him because his mood changed as quickly as the sea. When he was angry, Poseidon summoned storms and earthquakes with his magic trident. With the same trident, he could calm the waves. Poseidon roamed his kingdom in a gold chariot pulled by horses in the shape of waves. One story says Poseidon created the first horse while trying to impress the goddess of the harvest, Demeter. She asked him to make her a new animal, one more beautiful than any other. When he made a horse, she was delighted. Poseidon was delighted too, so much so that he forgot Demeter in his hurry to make more horses. Hades, Roman name, Pluto, domain, the underworld, symbol, helmet. Hades, the god of the underworld. Hades won the realm known as the underworld. There he ruled as the god of death. He made sure the dead were properly buried. The earth's hidden wealth belonged to him as well. Gold, silver, and other treasures buried underground. Most Greek gods lived in palaces, but Hades seldom left. the dark underworld. He asked Zeus to let him marry the lovely Persephone. When Zeus agreed, Hades carried her to his palace. Persephone's mother, Demeter, created Zeus until he ordered Hades to return her daughter to daylight. Hades obeyed, but not after offering Persephone food from his underworld kingdom. She ate several pomegranate seeds, which required her to return to Hades' realm for a few months each year. Hermes, Roman name Mercury, domain merchants, symbol herald staff. Hermes, Hermes, god of merchants, was a son of Zeus and the only god beside Hades allowed in the underworld. When someone died, Hades guarded that person to Hades' realm. Any similarity to Hades and there, Hades seldom spoke or smiled, but Hermes loved to talk and play tricks on people. While still a baby, he tiptoed from his mother's side to steal his brother's cows. He covered the cows' feet with bark to hide their tracks and tied brooms to their tails to sweep the ground behind them. Hermes' quick wit and clever tongue so pleased his father that he made Hermes his messenger. Zeus gave Hermes wicked sandals and a wicked golden calf to speed him on his way. Hera, Roman name Juno, domain marriage and birth, symbol peacock feather. Hera, queen of the gods. Hera, the goddess of marriage and childbirth, was Zeus' wife and queen of the gods. She was one of the few allowed to argue with Zeus. Hera wore a royal crown, carried a scepter tipped with a lotus blossom, and drove a chariot pulled by peacocks. Greek women asked for her blessing at weddings. Hera was also the goddess of childbirth, thought to protect a mother when giving birth. How the Romans got their deities. The Romans in the 7th century BCE admired the Greeks so much that they modeled their society on that of Greece. They even had the same god and goddesses but expanded their personalities. Some became more warlike, while others became less powerful. The Roman version of the name of these deities are the ones given to the planet in our solar system. Artemis, Roman name Diana, domain the moon and the hunt, symbol golden bow and arrows. Artemis, goddess of hunting. Artemis was the goddess of hunting, the wildness, and the wild animals. While still a child, she convinced her father, Zeus, to let her stay unmarried forever. She would spend her days hunting in the mountains and forests with nymphs to tend her hounds. Artemis both protect animals and hunted them, thus making her popular among game hunters. Artemis was a particular favorite goddess among worshippers in rural populations due to her association with wild nature. Greek and Roman used music and dance to worship Artemis. Artemis was also a goddess of childbirth because she helped her mother give birth to her twin brother. Artemis ruled as a childbirth goddess different from Hera's. Hera protected the mother and Artemis guarded the newborn baby. Hephaestus, Roman name Vulcan, domain the volcano Etna, Symbol: fire and the axe. Hephaestus, god of fire, craft, and blacksmiths. Hephaestus was the god of fire, volcanoes, crafts, and craftsmanship, and blacksmith. He was born with a disability affecting his legs, and when his mother Hera saw him, she was so upset that she threw him from Olympus. Hephaestus fell to the ocean far below, where sea goddesses found him and gave him shelter. He lived with them for 9 years, working as a blacksmith until he became the Olympians' most skilled craftsman. Both deities and heroes delighted in his finely crafted weapons, armor, and jewelry. One day Hephaestus made a marvelous throne of gold and sent it to Olympus. When Hera sat on the throne, hidden spring wedged her in place. Hephaestus had made a trap to punish her for throwing him away. Ara- Aphrodite, Roman name Venus, domain love and beauty, symbol seashell. Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty. Golden-haired Aphrodite was the goddess of love and beauty. She had the power to give beauty and charm to those who pleased her and make anyone fall in love. The mischievous child god Eros, called Cupid by the Romans, was her son. When Hera was caught by Hephaestus' trap, Zeus offered Aphrodite's hand in marriage to whoever freed his wife. Unable to resist Aphrodite's love lines, Hephaestus came to Mount Olympus to free his mother and marry Aphrodite. When they married, Hephaestus made Aphrodite a metal belt woven with precious gems and magic. Its power made Aphrodite completely irresistible to both gods and men. Ares, Ro- Roman name, Mars, domain, war, symbol, spear and helmet. Ares, the god of war, was a son of Zeus and Hera. He was a fierce, strong warrior who wielded a gigantic spear. Ares loved the destruction and smells of war. Sometimes other gods and goddesses chose one side to support in battle, but not Ares. He didn't care who was right or wrong. Sometimes he even switched sides mid-battle. Ares loved fighting for its own sake. Ares, Ares did not get along well with many of the other Olympians, most of whom hated his attitude and violence. He was often found with his sister Ares, the goddess of discord, who had the power to stir up war. He was also in love with Aphrodite, who loved the handsome god of war more than she loved her husband, Hephaestus. Athena, Roman name Minerva, domain, wisdom, war, and the arts, symbol, owl. Athena, god of war and wisdom. Of all Zeus' children, Athena had the strongest birth. She sprang from Zeus' head, fully grown and dressed in golden armor. Athena became Zeus' favorite child, the only one allowed to use all his weapons. Athena was a goddess of war who gave leaders good advice. The Greeks also believed that she was responsible for many types of wisdom. They gave her credit for inventing arts such as spinning, weaving, pottery, and cooking. For farmers, she invented the plow and the horse breeder. Her talent made her a symbol of justice and morality. Athena was the patron goddess of Athens, a city named in her honor. The city held a yearly festival called the Panathenaea to thank Athena. Conclusion: the Greek god and goddess held a central role in ancient Greek society, inspiring countless sculptures, temples, and other works of art, but their influence didn't end in ancient Greece. Not far away in Italy, the Romans modeled much of their society on the Greek. Even modern people look to ancient Greeks for ideas from their temples and statues. The first Olympic Games in 776 BCE were running contests held to honor the gods and goddesses. They gave rise to today's Olympic Games. In fact, ancient Greece is sometimes called the birthplace of Western society. The ideas illustrated in Greek mythology helped shape the way people think and interact today.